Health Siren is proud to sponsor and presents a new episode in the series on freedom from disease by Anand Bapat, acupuncturist naturopath based in Pune. Please enjoy it, share it with others, and provide feedback as well. Here is Anand Bapat.
When we talk about sleep, these are some of the points we need to address. First, we need to start by defining sleep. What is a good time to sleep? What are some of the problems of sleep? What are the good habits we should encourage for sleep? What are the effects of lack of sleep? What is the return on healthy sleep? And an overview in terms of benefits of sleep. So, defining sleep. Let us look at that first. We all understand and agree that sleep is essential for life. We all can have health issues due to lack of sleep. We only need to not sleep for 4 days and we find we start walking wayward, our concentration drops, our enthusiasm drops, etc. By the same token, most of us are aware that if we oversleep, so if I sleep for 12 hours, I may find myself quite lethargic. Generally, ideally, sleep should be between 5 to 8 hours per night. Ideally, do not sleep when the sun is up. Only sleep when the sun is down. Wake up at dawn when the animals wake up around 4 to 5 a.m. Healthy bedtime is around 9:30 p.m., latest by 10 p.m. every night. Sleep is the charging of our batteries every night. If we have a good night's sleep, our batteries get recharged quite well. If we have a disturbed sleep, the same charging system may malfunction or not be as organized and optimized as it should be. It is very important that we get to bed with spare energy, not falling down to sleep when we are exhausted. Why? Because when we are exhausted, it is like the dead battery of a phone. And I think now with mobile phones and batteries and recharging every night, we are all aware that if we let the battery run out to zero, then the life of the battery is reduced and the recharging takes a lot longer. Exactly similar thing happens with us. A good night's sleep without disturbances can energize us. When I say without disturbances, without nightmares, without dreams, without having to wake up to go to the toilet, without having disturbances that disturb your sleep, whether it's the quality of bed, whether it's the quality of the air around you, if it's too hot, too cold, the whole works. We must wake up fresh and ready to attack the world. Every morning when we wake up, we should feel like that, energized and ready to attack the world. And our sleep must be sound, which is why in English they use the term slept like a log, which means he has slept right through with no disturbances at all. Now when we talk about sleep, we talk about EEG. EEG is the electroencephalography of the brain. Electroencephalogram, checking the electrical activity in the brain. Now it has been shown time and again for quite many years, maybe now close to 50 plus years or even a bit longer, that when we are in the awake state, the type of cycles where we have plenty of activity is referred to as the beta cycles, which are generally 13 cycles per second or more. As we get to a restful state, as in we are not doing anything, just sitting back and relaxing, the activity drops and can be a little bit less, from 8 to 12 cycles per second. When we start going to sleep and before we fall into deep sleep, we might be in a drowsy state, or we should be in a drowsy state as part of the progression to deep sleep. And at that time, the waves that have been studied are supposed to be theta waves, which is 4 to 7 cycles per second. And then as we get further into deep sleep, and as long as we stay in deep sleep, we go into demonstrating delta waves on the EEG, which is 1 to 4 cycles per second. Now just looking at the EEG itself, you can see how restful the delta waves make us feel just thinking about 1 to 4 cycles per second as compared to 13 or more cycles per second when we are in the active state. Let us look at the same EEG recording slightly explained a bit differently and how it matters. Again, the awake state, they talk about low voltage, high frequency beta waves, which is what we talked about. Then they talk about drowsy sleep, which is alpha waves. Then there is stage 1 sleep, which is theta waves, which is what we refer to as on the way to sleep. Stage 2 sleep, where we might be having bouts of deep sleep and disturbances, we are not yet in full deep sleep, is stage 2 sleep. When we go into slow wave sleep or deep sleep, it is referred to as deep sleep showing theta waves. No, delta waves, sorry. My apologies. Showing delta waves. Now there is also a phenomena of REM sleep. Now in REM sleep, you will find the activity of the brain changes. So if I'm in deep sleep, and if I have episodes of REM sleep, which is supposed to be where I might have dreams or I might have stimulation or nightmares, etc., then REM sleep takes over for that period of time. So going back to defining sleep. Now, we all know that generally we sleep for 6 to 8 hours, but the pattern of the body, as I have shown in the EEG recordings and on a time frame now I will talk about, over the 8-hour period, generally an average person going to sleep takes about 3 to 4 hours to go into deep sleep. He stays there if undisturbed by nightmares, dreams, disturbances, sounds, etc. for about a couple of hours, and then he slowly starts coming out of that towards awakening state, which takes another 2 to 3 hours. This is the standard pattern. Variations do occur, but on an average, this is the pattern that is presented. Two things we must note. If we are undisturbed and we sleep like a log, this is the possible pattern that we are going to have. So over an 8-hour period, you will find you actually get only 1 to 2 hours of deep sleep. Now, the other thing that is on the chart showing level of oxygen is when we are awake, if we use 100% oxygen, as we tend to relax, as we tend to go into deep sleep, our body requires less oxygen because it becomes efficient. So if we are in deep sleep, we can get up to minus 6%, 6 to 8% less oxygen consumption when we get into deep sleep. Now we have also shown you a chart where in the orange lines it shows it goes down to 12, reduced by 12%. So the oxygen efficiency utilization has improved a lot more. What is that chart about? We will talk at length in the relaxation section, but let me just mention here that trained people who had learned to relax, what we refer to as deep relaxation, have demonstrated that they can go into deep relaxation within about a few minutes. As long as they stay there, their body optimizes so much that they use up to 12% less oxygen. And then when they decide to come out of relaxation after 10 or 15 minutes, they're back to normal. Now the important thing to note here is we could sleep for 8 hours and get 2 hours of sleep, which is deep sleep, which is about minus 8% oxygen. But if you learn to do some deep relaxation, you may be able to get into deep sleep quicker, and that could be more efficient for the body. But we'll stop here. We are going to look at that more when we come to relaxation. So what is a good time for sleep? Okay, ideally we should be in bed by 9:30 p.m. I know it sounds very early these days, but that's the norm because we'll talk about that. Ideally, we should be sleeping from about 9:30 p.m. till about 4:30 a.m. is the best sleep if you can get there. As we delay going to bed, our catch-up time increases with poor benefits. What do I mean by that? So if you go to bed at 11 or 12 midnight, and even if you wake up at 8 a.m., it's still not the same, because you might have the same number of hours of sleep, but the recharging capacity has slowed down and you don't get a full recharge in those times. This basically is based on the circadian rhythm, the sunrise, the Chinese clock, etc. And we won't go into all those details, but suffice to say that yes, these are the facts of physiology, and it does make a difference. You may have experienced it anyway. You could go to bed at 12 o'clock, get up at 10 o'clock and still feel tired. The general sleep requirement ranges from 4 hours to 8 hours depending on the quality of sleep. So the quality of sleep, if you get into deep sleep and stay there long enough, then you are likely to be more effective with your sleep time. Now, what are the problems of sleep? Problems of sleep. Let us list some of them. People suffer nightmares, people have dreams, people have disturbed sleep because they keep waking up. Either the bed is not comfortable, it's too hot, too cold, the wind is blowing, the fan is not on, fan is too fast. They wake up often. People might have insomnia, they have difficulty going to bed, or they wake up early and can't sleep after that. And a long list of other problems. We won't go into that at this point in time. Going to bed late, having late nights, parties, get-togethers, watching TV, whatever it might be. Use of alcohol, smoking can influence sleep negatively. Electromagnetic radiation is the need of the hour. Today, electromagnetic radiation is the big problem for us in terms of sleep. Wi-Fi is floating all over the place. Okay? So, radio waves, TV waves, 4G, 5G waves, the phone, the laptop, tablet, digital stuff, LED clocks, even your digital watches on your hand. If you have them close to you when you're asleep, they are likely to influence you negatively in some way, shape or form. It may not be directly obvious, but work has been done on electromagnetic radiation, and believe me when I say that yes, it has a negative influence. So ideally, you should not sleep with your phone next to you, with your laptop close to you. Have them all turned off if possible, or keep them at least 6 feet away. Ideally in a different room. The time of sleep. We talked about that going to bed between 9:30 and 10 o'clock at night is the best time. Now, distractions like reading books, watching TV. Now, one of the pitfalls that we all fall into. I love reading, I love watching TV. So I sit there, watch the TV, and even though I'm getting my yawns at 9:30, 10 o'clock, because the movie I'm watching is exciting and I don't want to miss it. So what do? I stay awake, maybe have a cup of tea, coffee, drink of water, get rid of that sleep request, and then watch the movie till 11 o'clock at night. And then when I go, I'm too excited to go to sleep easy, and then wonder why I'm not sleeping well, why I'm not falling to sleep. Same thing with reading books or any other distractions. If you're engrossed in that, including work, some people find work so stimulating and exciting that because they feel they can't sleep, they'll start a project, and then in the middle of it they feel tired, they feel compelled to finish it, and as part of the process they continue to do so, and their sleep is knocked out. Waking up for bathroom call. This is more common amongst the elderly over the 50 plus who tend to wake up at night. If you wake up after 3 or 4 hours of sleep, you're barely just trying to hit the deep sleep time. Then you wake up and then you start all over again. So possibility is you're never getting deep sleep. Increased sensory stimulation, noises, sounds, light, any kind of stimulation that is around you that influences you and disturbs you. Pleasure of dreams in sleep. I've heard from patients telling me that, oh, I had a good night's sleep, doc. It was so wonderful. I was away in this movie and the dream was so nice and all that. They live in their dreams, but they still wonder why they wake up tired. because they have never had a good night's sleep. Their time is spent watching the movie, that is the dream in this case. Overexhaustion or inactivity. Now, for those of you who have not experienced it, you may find that if you're overexhausted, you fall to bed as if like a dead man or woman, and suddenly notice that when you wake up, you're not so recharged. Similarly, for those of you who never do exercise or don't do any exertion, you may find lack of activity also stimulates lack of sleep. So what are the good habits for sleep? Let us look at them in order. Early to bed by 9:30 p.m. Eat 2 hours before sleep time, ideally pre-sunset. Sit relaxed or meditate before bedtime. Now that's a very good habit if you can practice it. Ensure a comfortable bed. Good ambience, that's no lighting, adequate darkness, etc. No stimulants before bedtime. This is very important. We tend to have tea or coffee just an hour before sleep and wonder why we didn't get to bed and get sleep. No sound to disturb you. Make sure your room is reasonably quiet. No light to distract you. Preferably fresh air circulating if feasible. Everybody cannot have that, but where possible, get some fresh air flowing through the room. Go to bed and wake up the same time every day. Make it a habit. Some people recommend avoid caffeine, that is coffee, chocolate, soft drinks, etc. from the afternoon onwards. Now that is to suggest that the amount of caffeine in coffee, chocolate, soft drinks must be so high that even if you have a drink in the afternoon, it can influence your sleep. Don't go to bed hungry. Neither do you go to bed with a full or overfull stomach. That itself can disturb sleep. Develop a relaxing routine. So if you're going to bed by 9:30, by about 8:30, 9 o'clock, you start doing things to unwind so that you're not on the top of your performance, higher stimulation, and then you want to hop into bed. Keep the bedroom specifically for sleeping only. Keep it off limits for works, for pets, for other things. Keep it specifically for sleeping only. No pets in bedroom, of course. Do regular exercise during the day. Sleep on comfortable mattress and pillow. It should be comfortable for you. Bedroom conducive for good sleep, so it should be dark, quiet, comfortable and cool, just as you like it, cool or warm. And in the morning when you wake up, expose yourself to bright light in the morning. The sun helps reset our body clock. Now, what are the effects of lack of sleep? Excess body weight can be one, shorter attention span, and lower academic achievement. Now, these three things were done in a Canadian survey of students in 2016, and they were surprised to find that these were the outcomes. Others that are well known, tiredness and lethargy, can have a reduced sex drive. So for those of you who wish to enjoy better sex, please look out, get some good sleep. Can have tummy trouble, so your gastric problems can arise. Can lead to poor vision in the long term. Some people suffer from headaches and migraines. People can be irritable and have mood changes also. What is the return on healthy sleep? Let us look at that as well. You wake up fresh every time, every day. You're full of beans in the morning, ready to attack the world. Energized and ready to attack the world. This is what your lifestyle should be, so positive. Battery fully charged, ready and raring to go. Eyes, thoughts clear with a relaxed mind. Positive feeling for the day ahead. Feeling healthy with vigor. A spring in your step all day. And according to Chinese theory, good purification of blood due to sleeping quality and on time. So if we go to bed by 9:30, 10, the Chinese clock suggests that your liver purifies the blood better, because that is liver time according to the Chinese theory. So what are the benefits of sleep? Let us look at some of them. Tops up your immunity level every day. A good night's sleep makes you feel better and your immunity level is better. You become the energized new you. There can be glow of your skin. You may have fresh looking eyes with a glow, not tired eyes. Reduce dark ring under the eyes, especially ladies who get that sort of stuff. Get to bed on time, get a good night's sleep. Exhaustion and tiredness disappears. Influences blood parameters positively. So you might find over time in a 3-month period that your blood parameters are looking positive. You will tend to be happier. Students and people who are learning and studying may find that they can learn better. People may notice because their eyes are clearer, they see better. For those who are doing workouts and exercise, you might find you build up your muscles more easily because you have had a good night's sleep. The body works more efficiently. You may speak better. Fewer heart problems. Reduced alcohol abuse. Reduced risk of cancers. And obviously, one of the important things, have better sex. So there you go, some of those magic stuff. To sum up, sleep essential for good health. Treat sleep as a need, not a luxury. I'm going to repeat this one. Treat sleep as a need, not luxury. We have got used to the point that sleep is not essential and it's a luxury. Getting a good night's sleep is all within our grasp. We can have rejuvenation if you have good battery recharging every night. Calm, relaxed and new you with good sleep. Good sleeping habits are easy to practice. Regularity and discipline help the body a lot. Side effects of poor sleep are cumulative. So you may notice that over time, if you don't have adequate sleep regularly, it will show somewhere down the track. Food and lifestyle influence sleep. So if you eat spicy food, if you overeat, if you're overstimulated, sleep will be affected negatively. But if you do the positive, eat early, have a relaxed lifestyle before you go to bed, do not have undue stimulation, then you're going to feel positive and maybe go to sleep better with a deeper sleep. Good sleep provides better health and may provide better sex. So can't say no to that. Finally, we have talked a lot about sleep, its benefits, the habits we should entertain, the negatives of poor sleep, the influence it has on health, and we have understood all that. Now the next part is doing. And I would implore all of you for the next 3 months to try to put some of these tips that you have picked up into your daily life. It is not very hard. It can become a way of life. If you practice it for 3 months, before you know it, you will find that you'll be eating before sunrise, you'll be relaxed before bedtime, you'll go to bed on time, you'll wake up fresh. And for those of you who think that I prefer to work till 12 o'clock at night, believe me, if you can go to bed at 9:30, 10 and have recharged batteries by 4:35, working in the morning, you'll be a new person. You'll be surprised how efficiently you can operate. And if you keep doing this for 3 months, it will become a way of life, and now it will become part of you. And when this starts becoming part of you and it's now into being and not doing anymore, you don't have to think about it, it just happens, then over a period of 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, you will find that you're slowly on the path to progress of becoming freer from disease. A bit about me. I practice from Pune. I've got an acupuncture natural therapy clinic. I teach Surya Namaskar. It takes us 8 hours over 8 weeks to teach Surya Namaskar properly. We have 70 plus levels of difficulty. We are in the process of bringing science to naturopathy. I'm a Shivambu practitioner and an expert at it, so I propagate that a lot. We are offering a free internet clinic for the last 4-5 years where people can contact me on email and I try to connect with them and give them advice that can help them in their health. Presently that's going worldwide and a lot of people are benefiting. At least that's what they tell me. And now we are looking at this series on health where we are propagating freedom from disease, and we are coming to you with different topics every week. We are halfway there and we are getting a good response, and this goes on for another couple of months. So we expect that all of you would like to listen, understand, bring it into your life, bring change to your life, and hopefully head towards becoming freer from disease. On this note, let me say goodbye to you. Thank you very much. Bye bye, and I'll catch up with you next
Thank
week.
you, Anand Bapat, for your valuable information on health. This series is a 15 to 22 part series on developing oneself into a healthy person. This series will educate, guide, and provide support through our online educational and support services to enhance your health. All queries are welcome on the following email.
Download app Health Siren for all health solutions at your doorstep.